Citizen Sleeper continues. So just ended the cycle. Find Ashton is the tracked quest right now. And I should be able to go back and talk to Ankita by now, I think. Yeah. You spot Ankita on the track to the farm stack. She has a box on her shoulder and is working her way down the slope. She sees you as she approaches. Neither of you speak for a moment. She looks tired, pale. Her hair is tangled in clumps of dirt cling to her armour. You both eye each other. Stay silent. She holds up a hand. Sleeper. She takes a deep breath. I'm sorry for what happened. Truly I am. She looks down. I am sorry you ended up in the middle of this when all you have shown me is kindness. It's okay. She nods, then looks up the stars? Looks up to the stars. Ankita shifts the weight of the box on her shoulder. I've been preparing for... She grimaces. Look, she sighs, can you come with me? It's easier if... Lead on. Ankita leads on down the dirt path between the pillars. There is a wind passing through the greenway. A quirk of the air currents the biosphere maintains, and it ruffles the leaves softly. The sound makes the silence more obvious, more complete. You try not to think of the last time you were here. You've been trying not to think of it for the past few cycles. The image of the sleeper sprawled, twisted open, connected to the ship mind has been hard to forget. You realise Ankita is leading you back there, back into the drum at the centre of the stack. You pause, trembling a little at the threshold. She turns. Stop. What are you doing? She looks at you with empty eyes. What needs to be done? You stand on the threshold and look up at the tank's green and wet, some glowing with flickering grow lamps. You look down at Ankita, suddenly so small under this hulking ruin, the smallest she has ever looked. She places the box down. You follow her in or go back. You follow Ankita into the stack through a low tank, entering the drum at ground level. It is just as beautiful as you remember, but it barely touches you. Instead, you check the apertures of the tanks for the glint of a weapon or a shadow among the moss. Ankita stops and you look down. The mossy island at the centre of the tank is clear now, the equipment cleared away. In its place is a mound of dirt loosely covered with moss. Ashton's rifle stands straight, half buried in the dirt at the grave's head. I buried them together, Ankita says without turning. You think of questions you could ask about Ashton, about the sleeper. How long did you know him? Was the sleeper dead? Stay silent. She takes a moment to respond, and for a moment you think she won't, but then the words came gushing out. He signed on a while ago. He used to run recon for a corporate outfit, but he got sick of the pay. He joined the crew as a sniper, and the first few jobs were a breeze. He was so cold, disconnected, he always hits his marks. The last few jobs, though, he was different. I noticed that. We'd had a period of extended shore leave on the eye, and when he came back he was changed. I assumed he just had too much time off. He was right. I never would have given him the ship mind. I wouldn't have believed him. I've had crew members double-cross me, undercut me, rat me out. That's the business. He wasn't a good person. None of us in this job are. This is how we die, alone. She stops, not sure of what to add. It seems like she is reaching for something, but she can't quite get there. You feel that gap between you, and as you do, it widens. The water drips, the moss trembles. You both stand in silence for a while longer. You both feel it like creeping back in, life creeping back in, the silence ending. Ankita shifts her weight and then starts to walk out. You follow her, suddenly eager to be back out in the open space of the greenway, to be away from this place forever. You stand outside and breathe the fresh air. You stare at the green leaves and the stars wheeling above them. That's it, says Ankita from somewhere behind you. You try to think of something to say but can't. Ankita put a hand on her shoulder. You turn back to her. At least take this. She forces a handful of cryo sheets into your hands. It's what I am. She looks at you desperately. You look down at the metal bars. Ugly little things, you think. Take 'em or drop 'em. Need 'em, take 'em. You take the sheets and turn without saying a word. You continue up the track and she does not follow. As you walk up the rise, the wind picks up and the leaves shudder. You walk faster, trying to outpace your anger. The sheets are heavy in your pockets, and you hate them for reminding you of how little a life is worth. I have an upgrade point. These ones over here require 2. And I guess I need 3 points to upgrade further. And that particular quest is done, so I need to maybe track another quest. I don't know where Feng is. Need a ship mind. Bring Emphas Mat Caps. Aha. But then, how many? This is the stall. 2. Okay. I got 1. Which means I have to harvest some more mushrooms. Do I use the good dice? This will be -1. So if I use that one, it goes down to just a 2 dice. 50% neutral, 50% negative. So I'm not sure I should use that. Harvest the mushrooms. And it's given me 2 random ones. It's given me 2 Garol caps. And I've hit the yield now. Which means I need to germinate more spores. So I need to get more spores. And that's a -1 risky option over here. Can't do that yet. So not a great outcome, because I was hoping to get another cap. But I didn't. Don't forget also I've got the hub up here. I haven't done anything up here yet. At the hub, we have engage option +1 risky. And we have my +1 to the dice interface access manifests, which leads to weightless wanderer. What else am I working on? I'm working on this. +1 to the dice. I take it out. I think I'm going to go again and try and get it done. Done. She's asleep, whispers Lem, creeping back out of the unit's tiny bedroom, sliding the door shut as he does. You are perched at a thin bar in the main room, the slate in front of you still glowing with Mina and your drawings from a cycle spent together. There's a ring, the only world Mina has known, with stick figures standing along its edge. The tall one is you. Drink? Asks Lem, producing a worn-looking bottle of Giraud from under the bar, its contents glowing amber in the fluorescent light. Sure. Lem nods and glucks a few fingers into a couple of metal tumblers, then sits down with you at the bar. Cheers, he offers, and you clink the metal containers together. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time around. Lem gives you a sideways look. I made the assembly team on the side reel. He grins broadly. Clearly he has been desperate to tell you all cycle. Amazing. Lem holds up his drink. Couldn't have done it without you keeping an eye on little meanie back here. Lem shifts a little on his stool. He looks uncomfortable. How's our girl doing, Sleeper? I haven't seen much of her these past cycles. Doing great. A little tricky. She misses her father. Lem looks away. Yeah, he says to no one in particular. The silence stretches out as Lem takes a drink, his eyes fixed on the bedroom door. He nods. I can't take all the credit for Mina. She isn't actually mine. He gazes into the middle distance. I pulled her off a refugee shuttle out of one of Amber's moons. The colony was falling apart for decades after Solheim collapsed, surviving on next to nothing. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the eye on these decrepit old shuttles. He sloshes the drink around in his tumbler. They had no idea what they were doing. The one Mina was on decompressed halfway here, everyone spaced. The only reason she made it was someone sealed her in a weapon locker. She was ice cold when I reached her, purple lips. He shivers. Once I picked her up, I wouldn't let go. The medics treated her with me still clinging to her. He takes a drink, still not sure why. He reaches over and refills his cup. We weren't exactly anybody's heroes, you understand. We were private military hired in by Conway to protect their claims in the collapse. But once I got Mina, that was it. I quit, got us dumped here. You saved her? Her family? I'm going to sound like an idiot now, but he sighs, she saved me. That's the truth of it. He looks around the decaying unit, its stained plastic plating and flickering lights. Me, I brought her to this. She was tiny, too small to know what she'd lost, but I can't stop thinking about her. He rubs his eyes dark with tiredness. What if our number doesn't come up in the draw, Sleeper? What then? The side reel will sail off without a thought leaving us here. What kind of life is that for her? You'll make it, she'll manage, or stay silent. Sorry, I know you don't have it any better. He looks at his cup and pushes it away down the bar. This is a celebration, right? Both of us on the team now, both of us in with a chance. Exactly. Imagine if three of us riding the sidereal horizon out of here to a new world. He looks into his glass for a moment. I think I drank this too fast. He laughs. Lem stands and starts to clear the glasses into the auto wash. Yeah, that's typical future for you. People too lazy to do the dishes. I need some sleep, friend. Me too. See you around. All right then. He catches your shoulder as you turn to leave. Thank you, Sleeper. I mean it from both of us. He pats your shoulder and you slip out into the dark of the walkway with thoughts of little Mina in your mind. Upgrade. 2 upgrade points available. Which means I could go for hard to kill now. Keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. Obsessive Haggler. All cryo actions are discounted by 20%, which sounds like a good one to have. Obsessive Haggler. And what next? I'm out of dice. I can't do that one. Help Rico's experiments. Have to grow those club heads. Improve the overlook. I've got to help set up the distillery. And help complete the sidereal horizon. And work for this person here. Spend time as a yet again enforcer. Work for Rab. I reckon I'll, because I'm already working on it, I'm going to do the ticket option. And, which is there. I'm out of dice. Got to end the cycle. I'm fading. Not good dice this time. Darn it. That's a danger option with +1 to the dice. Need more spores. Trouble is, I'm locked out of this. Collecting spores is -1 to the dice. I can't do that right now. Not with what I've got. Ah, there's the -20% discount. I do actually have enough money to buy a ship mind core now for 240. Whew, that's a lot. Right, 240. This is docked, yeah. I can unload containers. Fragment supply. That's for fragments. I'm contemplating buying a shipmind core. Free Neovend. I need it for that. Right. Let's buy a shipmind core. Let's do it. Wants to be smuggled out of the dock, and to do that you'll need to provide a full shipmind ready for imprinting. Progress. Ready. Sleeper, must express plan before we begin. Neovend is impatient. The prospect of being free of the vending machine clearly too much to take. Shipmind has no output features, will be mute until slotted. You won't be able to speak. What's the plan? The servo motors in the machine begin to rev. Novian's anxiety clear. First imprint shipmind, then slot imprinted shipmind into physical ports close to hunter nests. Once slotted, we'll track hunter at each. Tracking will find core nest, slot shipmind at core nest, show hunter data to hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke killer. And killer will kill, yes. The lights on the vending machine cycle as Neovend prepares. Physical ports likely sealed in outstation will need keys. But yes, simple. The vending machine Rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting? Why slot you physically? What's the core nest? That's it, let's start. What's the core nest? Hunter keeps central data storage. Protocol must keep data outside self linked to secondary nests. Can triangulate from there. Why slot you physically? I cannot access via network, too dangerous. Hunter would find immediately. The lights flicker. I am not like you, hybrid. I am native to cloud, easy prey. That's it, let's start. The sound of all the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovend, better be quick or Havanage security will be here. Neovend's voice appears among the squeals like a whisper carried by the wind. Machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms aligned with the ship mind, clunkily scraping against it. Can I help? Silence best. Also, if machine ignite, put out fire. The metal creaks as the servos open the ship mind, its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neovend into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind, to copy the neural structure of that person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person, and in what ways are you something new? You know this much. You are a convenient loophole, a way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human, but what would you become if you could escape this frame? Where then would the limits lie? The screeching stops, the machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top compartment, the ship mind is whole again. You reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neovend inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find a nest to slot them into. New drive. I'm gonna need a key. I think I've got you. Unlock the server unit. Pops open and falls away from the unit. You will be able to enter now. And among the webs of cables, you find a free port compatible with the ship mind. It's all Neovend from here. This is one of 3 nests that, once slotted with Neovend's ship mind, will lead you to the Hunter's central data couch. Here I've got the imprinted ship mind. It's a ship mind imprinted with the entity from the Neovend machine. The servers lie silent, their data cache is cleared, nothing left to do at this nest. So it looks like there's 2 others. I've still got the imprinted ship mind in my inventory, so I have to find the 2 others. Ah, they showed up on the thingy. And each time I'm going to need a key to unlock as well. Unlock the drone bay. Then do the ship mind. And that goes up. Nest hacked. And there's one more somewhere. Uh-huh. Over here. Fortunately, I do have one more key. So let's go ahead and do it. Done. As you leave the nest, something flips. You find yourself inverted, floating, dragged by one arm through the cloud. The threads shift and realign as if they are leading you somewhere. Look at your hand or look ahead. Who is this? Look at your hand. You look down expecting to see the heavy cylinder of the ship mind in your hand, but in its place is an orrery. A sphere so bright it burns your eyes is surrounded by rings and orbits, other spheres tracing silken lines through space, and as you look closer still, you pick out 1,000 sigils of 1,000 stations, and ships flying like smoke, like dust. You look up and see a corridor, a canyon, a street in the low end. On either side, buildings flicker with markers of activity, signals showing network access, data transfer, download, upload. Between them dance ghosts, protocols carrying or mirroring or shadowing data, sometimes silent, sometimes chaotic. This place moves unlike any digital space you ever imagined. Something strange is happening here. Then you see it, below the stacked rooms, the units and apartments, the wires and the pipes and the buzzing systems that run through it all. In the warrens beneath the low end is the hunter's core nest. This is where you must go. Oh. The warrens is now available here now. So I have a critical action here, interface +1, warren tracking. Finding the nest should be as easy as closing your eyes and letting the cloud guide you, but is it safe this close to hunter? Danger option. Even if I use that one, that is because I need to find the nest. Wait till I've got better dice. The warren hunt is actually -1 to the dice. That's another thing that needs to be worked on. Aha, I have an upgrade point. Now the question is whether to start working on predictive reasoning. And I started off with a -1 on that. I think I should. I'll need further upgrade points to even start working on this. And I can come over here and do a work assignment. Get some energy. I still can't do anything here, can I? I need the cipher. Not got too much money now. Something I've not done for quite a long time is build the still, but if I use that one, it's a risky option. Do it. Overlooked distillery. Progress made. I only got 2 left. This plays, but it's a danger option. I can't really not with. Have an agent. Yet again, agent is a 1. It's a 1. Is there any one I can do in here? Alright, I'm out of dice. And I wanted to be working on the side wheel assembly as well. Too many options. Have to end the cycle. And I got over 30 minutes on the clock. So, see you next time.